All right, good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex.
I'm Michelle.
That is Michelle. Thank you for joining us today, Michelle, a fellow Thaiger member. Now, today, we have some news updates for you from around the land of smiles. This Tuesday, May 6th. Now, today, we'll have an update on the fate of the Belgian tourist who rampaged through convenience stores in Chonburi. An American tourist has been arrested in Phuket for possession of ADHD medication. And a little later, a deadly altercation on the Thai-Laos border, leaving 2 Laotian soldiers dead. Now, before we begin, please remember to subscribe to the Thaiger to stay up to date on all things Thailand. And we need to hear a quick word from our sponsor as well, and that's Fazwaz. You're familiar with Fazwaz? Oh, you don't know?
What's Fazwaz?
Of course you know Fazwaz.
We would like to know what's Fazwaz.
I'll tell them. Fazwaz is our wonderful sponsor, and they are one of the leading brands, the leading brand, when it comes to all things real estate here in Thailand. So whether you're looking to buy, sell, rent property, they are your go-to. They have all sorts of brokers on hand, English, Thai, multilingual, pretty much any language that is spoken here in Thailand, they'll be able to help you out in your native language. And yeah, it's an amazing marketplace. It's an amazing team that they have over there. We work very closely with them in the past, and yeah, we're happy to have them on board as a sponsor for GMT. So thank you, Fazwaz. Go check them out, fazwaz.com. All right, well, let's get into it, everybody. Our very first story is a classic Pattaya tale, Michelle. Now, a Pattaya street brawl has left 3 foreigners injured. That's right. In the early hours of May 5th, that was yesterday. Indeed, a violent street fight erupted between 2 groups of foreign tourists outside a bar on Soi Chalum Prakyat 25 in central Pattaya. Police arrived to find 3 injured men who refused medical treatment and declined to cooperate. Classic. A witness said the brawl began after a heated argument with one man beaten until he collapsed. The attackers fled before authorities arrived. No arrests have been made as police review CCTV footage and seek more witnesses. Nationalities of those involved have not yet been disclosed. Well, yeah, you ever been in a street fight, Michelle?
No, and I don't plan to, unless you have. Have you?
I have not either. Yeah, I know. Knock on wood. Yeah.
Knock on wood. Yeah. Knock on wood. But Pattaya, though, every day there's something going on. There's always something in a headline with lady boys as well in Pattaya.
Yeah, that was what we did yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
No lady boys involved this time. This time it was the foreigners. These are the 2 groups that we tend to talk about violent altercations with. But yeah, one of the things, when I do these kinds of stories, people want to know the nationality so they can go out and be like, oh, it was the whoever's. And unfortunately, I cannot divulge that information because we don't know it yet, as everybody involved refused assistance and managed to escape police. But yeah, why do you think people get so heated down in Pattaya?
I think they're just letting all their frustrations out. When tourists come to Thailand, they're like, I'm here to be myself. You know, all the frustrations they have back home, and just like take it out.
I guess so. Wouldn't it be better just to join a Muay Thai class and beat up consenting adults? Yeah, because yeah, obviously, probably alcohol fueled. You got that? Yeah, alcohol fueled for sure. No doubt about that. Can you got your mic? Tighten that thing. Tight.
Okay.
Yep. All right, we're good. All right. Well, anyways, guys, let's move on to our next story. I have a rare update. We don't usually hear updates about foreigners behaving badly, but this time we do. So this is a story we covered last week. I've got a follow-up for you. A Belgian man has been deported after repeated drunken rampaging incidents in Chonburi. That's right, a 25-year-old Belgian man, Mustafa Hakan Aslan, aka Mr. Mustafa, is being deported after causing 2 public disturbances in Chonburi within 4 days. First arrested on April 26 for damaging property at a Tops Daily store while intoxicated, he paid compensation but was formally documented. On April 30th, he was again reported for erratic behavior at a 7-Eleven in where else? Pattaya, yeah. Though no charges were pressed, authorities deemed his actions a threat to public safety. Citing Section 12(7) of the Immigration Act, Chonburi Immigration revoked his stay, placing him on a watch list and barring future entry. He is currently in custody pending deportation. Yeah, look at all that good wine.
What are you doing?
Taking away.
Mr. Mustafa.
Yeah, I love that. At first they called him Mr. Mustafa. I was like, he doesn't deserve the honorific. But yeah, this is a weird story because he was arrested, then he paid some fines, like whatever that means, and then he was released. After which he did it again. So yeah, what's your take on this? Repeat offenders. What should we do with them? Is it jail time, deportation?
Deportation.
That it appears to be the case here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways, Mr. Mustafa will not be allowed back into Thailand anytime soon. Yeah. But I will say this has been a thing that we've seen a lot with the foreigners here. Like people get upset that, you know, all right, we heard about this guy misbehaving. Sure, he was arrested, but then we hear nothing about them afterwards.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy to report that there were some consequences for this guy, because usually I don't really get those follow-up stories to provide a sense of justice to our viewers. So anyways, this guy proves a point. Behave, I think. All right. Well, anyways, Michelle, would you like to take us over for a story?
Okay, our third story. Thai police apologize after ignoring influencer stalker complaint. The Thai police have apologized to influencer Lynn after initially dismissing her stalking complaints against the Burmese man. Lynn said the man harassed her online for days, creating over 20 accounts, threatening her life, and even showing up at her condo. Despite repeated reports, Bang Khun Thien police allegedly failed to act, telling her that she was thinking too much. Only after her viral Facebook post did the authorities can intervene, and the stalker was arrested, fined 1,000 baht for public nuisance and threats, and is set to be deported. Police later issued a formal apology for their inaction. He was only fined 1,000 baht, and he's going to be deported to Myanmar. Look at the messages. He's like, hey, hi, and he kept calling her. We don't know where he got her number from. Like the full story on our website. You can go check it out. But like, we don't know where he got the contacts from. He was waiting in front of her condominium, and he was threatening her. And the police initially was, you're thinking too much. And later on, only when her post became viral, they took action.
Yeah, of course. That is. So this is one of the things. I think public figures, like, they're obviously posting a lot of content that gives stalkers a lot to work with in order to figure out your, you know, behavioral patterns. Like, they might see, all right, they might be able to recognize where you live from some content that you post. So it's one of those things where, okay, this girl's lucky. She has a platform to be able to go viral, and that forces some police action.
Yeah.
At the same time, you also have to consider these public figures, influencers, what have you, are more likely to have this issue, I think, where people will become obsessed with them. These sort of parasocial relationships, right? It's a one-way street. Many influencers, right, they're putting themselves out there. Doesn't mean they know anything about you. We're not interested in you. Like, whoever you are, crazy person stalking me. Not the first time I've heard about this kind of story.
Yeah.
I thought this was an interesting one to cover too, because have you heard of the Netflix TV show You?
Oh yeah, I am watching it right now.
Me too.
Yeah.
So
it's scary. You don't have to be an influencer, even if you're a normal person. I think in the age of social media, I do share a lot on my social media as well. So anyone, no.
Follow Michelle at, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, what's funny about that show is that, there's the main character is a very aggressive stalker, I guess we can say. That's not a spoiler. And he uses social media a lot to learn information about his victims. And they're not influencers. Some of them are, but not everyone's an influencer because, you know, even if you have like 300 followers, you still put a lot of your life out there for your friends to see. And it can be publicly accessed. So a word of warning to particularly the girls. Of course, it can happen to both genders, but does seem to be happening more one way than the other when it comes to gender relations. So,
but the police apologized.
The police did apologize. Oh, that's so meaningful. Thank you, police, for doing your jobs. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Okay, hold on. I got to put on my serious face, guys. Oh, cut that out because we have an update about the building collapse site. So the search is finally nearing completion at the collapsed audit office site, with 14 people still missing. Bangkok Governor Chat Chat announced that rescue teams are nearing the end of their search at the collapsed state audit office construction site in Chatuchak, which fell during the March 28th earthquake. Originally, 8 were missing, but the number was risen to 14. With 45 to 46 bodies recovered so far, authorities are now focusing on the final area, Zone SC1, expected to be cleared within 3 to 4 days. Forensic work continues on some remains. Once the search ends, the site will return to the Office of Auditor General. BMA's role ends with recovery, not demolition. So obviously the aftermath of the earthquake, the effects still being felt, pretty wild to me. We're more than a month after the events of the earthquake and the collapse of this building, and we're still clearing it. So it just goes to show how devastating these events can be, and how hard it is to properly undertake recovery efforts. Obviously, 14 people still missing. They've been missing for more than a month. It is unlikely that they'll find any other survivors, but at least hopefully some answers can be provided for the people who lost. And many of the workers, of course, from Myanmar, Burmese as well. So this is something that it's a weird, tragic irony that I think, because obviously the earthquake had a much more devastating effect in Myanmar. And it appears that most of the deaths that occurred here in Thailand were also Burmese. So no matter where the earthquake had an effect, it seems like the people from Myanmar are paying the bigger price for it.
Yeah, it's really devastating. For context, I'm Burmese.
Yes.
So it's really devastating for my people as well.
Indeed.
It started like in Myanmar, and Mandalay is still in the ruins right now, and Sagain as well. And it came here, and then like a lot of casualties are Burmese. So.
Yeah. Well, anyways, recovery efforts almost wrapping up. Let's move on, Michelle. Dive into our next story, which will be yours. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Hit it.
Lightning strike at Prachinburi rocket festival injures 2 women. A rocket festival at Wat Rattanetaram in Prachinburi turned chaotic on May 4th, so that was 2 days ago, when lightning struck during a storm, injuring 2 women. One Orapin C. Songkram sustained minor injuries and was discharged from the hospital the same day. The other 35-year-old Orawan was hit near the stage while sheltering with her sleeping child, falling unconscious and injuring both shoulders. She remains in Nadi Hospital for observation. The incident sparked panic among attendees, but emergency responders quickly provided aid. Authorities have not issued any warnings regarding future weather-related risks for similar festivals. Yes, it's raining right now, really hard.
I don't like that authorities are not issuing warnings. Like, if there's a thunderstorm out there and there's hundreds of people at a field,
in a rocket festival.
Yeah, and we've just been struck by lightning. They're like, guys, what are the chances that it'll happen twice? I guess that's the whole point. Lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place. But, have you heard about what happens to these rocket festivals in the past? They're fun, large celebrations. Something always seems to go wrong, though.
It's probably because, not just lightning, but something.
The rockets themselves, some of them blast off in the wrong direction and hit the crowd. And
have you ever been?
I have not, because I keep hearing these terrible things. It's really looks cool from a distance, but then I hear about these stories. And now this time, it's not even the rockets. Like, God smiting people. Like, I don't know how many more warnings that need to be sent.
And I read that the rocket festival are celebrated to bring in rain.
Mission accomplished. I don't know, man. This is one of those weird things where there's a lot of tradition behind this, but there's not a lot of tradition of safety regulations. So it's like, dude, like in America, right? If we had like a baseball game outside and the weather turns, they'll suspend the baseball game, right? Like, they're like, guys, go inside. Like, this is dangerous now. We can't have our players on the field. None of that kind of sentiment exists here, at least in this area of Thailand. So, I don't know. Like, really taking it into their own risk.
Go to rocket festivals.
Word to the wise. Look, I mean, on a clear day, do it. But again, we've done stories in the past where the rockets have misfired and gone into the audience. So you are living on the edge a little bit if you go to one of those things. Okay. let's move on to our last Thailand story of the day. Guys, this has to do with, well, it's kind of close to home because it involves an American tourist and ADHD, which I have. But anyways, an American tourist was arrested in Phuket for possessing ADHD medication. 27-year-old American tourist was arrested in Kamala, Phuket after being found with 5 methylphenidate pills commonly used to treat ADHD in his shoulder bag during a police stop for riding a motorcycle without a license plate. One crime at a time, people. Thai law classifies methylphenidate as a Category 2 psychotropic substance requiring prior authorization for possession. The man now faces charges for possessing a controlled substance without permission, as Thai authorities maintain strict regulations due to the drug's high potential for abuse. So in Thailand, I happen to know this for a fact, ADHD medication, the only one that is allowed and prescribed in Thailand is Ritalin. Are you familiar?
Yeah.
Things like Adderall are not allowed here. And this one, I actually hadn't heard of this one. This sounds like the generic drug term for it. But this is something that Americans need to know. If you're traveling to Thailand and you have prescription drugs, some of them might not be legal here. So you definitely have to keep your prescription with you. So you can be like, yes, this is like, I am supposed to have these pills. Because this guy was already breaking rules. He was driving a scooter without a license plate, and that's illegal in the first place. And then he was caught with these pills without...
Many pills?
5 pills. Just 5.
Pills.
Yeah, so it doesn't take much. Thailand has a very strict policy when it comes to, well, you know, sometimes it could be selective enforcement of these policies, but you know, if they catch you doing one crime, it's probably easy enough to slip away from one thing. But if you're caught doing multiple bad things at the same time, their hands are a little more tied, and this guy's being made an example of. So yes, small amount, 5 pills. It's not like this was some big drug trafficker or something like that, but just goes to show you. And a little unclear whether he actually had the prescription or not, and but he wasn't able to produce it, so arrested, and unclear what the punishment will be. Yeah. Anyways, do you have ADHD?
No.
No? Okay, I do. Just yeah, I got diagnosed, and I got prescribed Ritalin for a little while, and then I stopped taking it, and yeah, now I feel like a crazy person every single day. So, but it's a fun
what does
kind of
the
crazy.
pill do?
So it like gives you a little bit of focus. Yeah, like yeah, like it helps you to focus on things a little bit more.
See.
For me, I have such a wacky day-to-day life that I feel like I'm not sure. Maybe it would help, maybe not. But I seem to be getting through it okay. But yeah, I you know, in America, like I have ADHD in my family. It's very widely diagnosed in the States, and I do think some people benefit from their prescriptions. Some people, it's not as debilitating. So yeah, if this is something that the guy needed, sure. The problem with the drug is that it is also widely abused for recreational purposes. So that's, I guess, what is unclear here.
So like in Asia, it's not common to be diagnosed.
No.
I mean, as my generation, yeah, sure. I've been diagnosed with something as well, but
keeping it a secret. All right.
But like especially in Thailand, it's not as prevalent as in the States. I mean, States is like next level. But in Myanmar as well, Southeast Asia, like we don't really talk about it.
Yeah, it's a big issue in all of Asia, actually. The lack of support and awareness about you know, mental health issues. Is, you know, it's not just
like
ADHD.
they label it crazy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this could be anything from autism to depression to
mood disorder,
bipolar,
personality disorder.
All sorts of things.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. That's just it. It's a blanket label. They're a little special. They're a little crazy, something like that, and they don't get the help that they need. So
yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah, exactly. It'd be nice to see some of those changes. All right. Teddy Bear brings up a funny point. Why bring prescription drugs? They are available freely in Pattaya. Not these prescription drugs, unfortunately. So like I said, if this was an actual prescription and he was taking it under a regulated environment under the supervision of a doctor, cool, good, I say. But yeah, I think the kind of drugs you can get in Pattaya are a little different than what we're talking about, Teddy Bear. All right. Yeah, and Mandalik says, I'm Mumbai. I used to obtain a liquor license with a medical certificate that I should drink daily. Okay, so well, this isn't Prohibition era. I think you can just do that. All right, guys. Well, that'll do it for our Thaiger section of the news. I do want to mention one more time before we get into the ASEAN section to check out our sponsor, Fazwaz. Go to fazwaz.com, guys. If you're looking for anything to do with property here in the real estate market in Thailand, whether that's buying, renting, selling, they have departments dedicated to each of those things, and they can operate in all languages. So if you're in the market, please go check them out and get help from the experts to find your new dream home or to sell yours to the next person. All right. Okay, well, anyways, guys, we're on to the ASEAN section, where our first story is actually a bit of a serious one and comes with a bit of intrigue along the Thai-Laos border, as some Laos soldiers were killed in a... Oh, hold on. Sorry, my teleprompter stopped working. Oh, we're good, Tom. We're good. I'm good. Nice. All right. All right, guys. Anyways, our first story for ASEAN takes us to the Thai-Lao border, where some Laos soldiers were killed at a border clash near Chiang, and a bullet hits a Thai home. That's right. 2 Laos soldiers were killed in a gunfight with an armed group near Thailand's Chiang border, possibly linked to a major drug bust involving over 20 million meth pills. We were just talking about that. The clash occurred in Pattaya, Bokeo province, opposite Wiang Kien, and a stray bullet hit a Thai home, although no injuries were reported on the Thai side. Thai troops have been ordered to monitor the area, with gunfire heard near the Mekong River. Lao authorities responded with heightened alerts and deployed armored vehicles and helicopters. The attackers are suspected to be drug traffickers retaliating against enforcement efforts. Scary stuff. Stray bullets flying across the border into Thailand. So the Mekong River, the Golden Triangle, are you familiar with this area? Yeah.
Myanmar is also.
Right, exactly. So there's tons of drugs that come across the borders at this area, be it from Myanmar, coming in from Laos, Thailand, you know, it's going in all directions up there. And Thailand has a big drug consumption market, I guess, you know, we can say, like, from all the news stories that we cover. But these smugglers and dealers, they got money. And when they got money, they got guns too. So I'm happy to hear that the Laotian authorities are trying to enforce, right, crack down on these things. But it just goes to show you this is still a very dangerous operation. And these guys, these smugglers, organized crime, they have weapons to defend their investments. So anyways, yeah, no meth for you this month, Michelle. Sorry, the drug smuggling operation has been...
I don't do drugs unless they're prescribed.
And even then, be careful, apparently. But yeah, definitely unfortunate news about the Laotian soldiers, but happy to hear that their efforts were hopefully able to lead to some more lives saved by taking these drugs off the streets. All right. Anyways, on to our next story.
Okay. Cambodia and Thailand agreed to pull back troops from disputed temple area. Thailand and Cambodia have agreed to withdraw troops from the disputed Tham Mon Thom temple area to ease border tensions. The deal was reached at the General Border Committee meeting in Bangkok, attended by both nations' defense ministers. While Cambodia hasn't officially commented, Thailand confirmed the escalation is not a concession of territory. The meeting also covered transnational crime, cyber scams, and border cooperation. Tensions had flared earlier in the year after a military altercation at the temple, prompting nationalist protests in Thailand. Both governments now pledge peaceful negotiations and enhanced collaboration to ensure border safety. Came to a conclusion.
If you like that story, please like and subscribe. And for more Thailand news, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok at The Thaiger, or you can go to thethaiger.com and join the conversation.